From Black Ink Crew, New York, I'd like to welcome Ceaser Emanuel to Sidewalks Entertainment. Hi, Caesar. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. It's a blessing being here.
Yeah, Black Ink Crew New York's had several seasons, just renewed for a new season. Looking back at the beginning, what made you want to be a part of a reality TV series like this?
That's a good question because I didn't. Like it came to me 3 times offering it, and it was like I really wasn't interested in doing reality TV when it came
Oh,
to me.
wow.
Because every time I used to watch reality TV, it was like the guys would never like to me, reality TV guys were always the clowns. You know what I mean? It was never good for a guy to be on reality TV because in reality TV, most of the times they look like a womanizer, they look like this, they look like they're dummies. And I really had to focus on what if I was going to do this, what would be profitable, what would make it look good for me. And it took a while because we was on TV for so long, we had to navigate through a lot of things. And with everything being said, if it wasn't for Ted convincing me to do reality TV, we wouldn't be here right now because I was really stuck on not doing it.
Now, before Black Ink Crew New York and before reality TV, how did you become a tattoo artist?
It was something that I stumbled upon. It was like I had a friend who tattooed in this famous shop in the Bronx called Tough City. His name was Andre Malcolm. And then Andre, we was next door neighbors growing up as kids. Like we used to be like, we used to basically, he was my nemesis when I used to be drawing when I was little because he was just so talented and nice. I used to be going head to head with him and I'd be losing most of the time, but I tried. And it was him, me going to get a tattoo from him, me sitting there talking to him. I'm like, yo, this makes any money? And then it made me realize, like, yo, this makes is very lucrative. After a while, I was like, yo, I need to get into this because at the time I was just in the streets. My life was just, live day to day. I didn't have no kids. The only thing I had was a cell phone bill. So at the end of the day, I was just living vicariously. It took the tattooing to really settle me down between that and the not the birth of my child, but the finding out that my baby mother was pregnant. I had to change my life because I always felt like the whatever you sow as a father, your child will reap. So I never wanted her to reap what I was doing. So I decided to change my life around. I went to school. That didn't work. I was a graphic designer. I had a whole degree, a master's degree in that. Did that for like 2 years. And I was stuck on tattooing. Even when I was doing the graphic designing job, I was like, nah, I want a tattoo. I want a tattoo. And I took a leap of faith because I had a very cushion job at one of those well-established graphic design firms. I was getting paid like, I think 120 a year. Plus I had crazy overtime, but it wasn't my passion. I wasn't really feeling it. So I went into tattooing and the person who the person who taught me was basically, he was a crackhead. Like I used to serve to him and everything. And it was just a bargain situation. He just was like, yo, listen, I'm gonna teach you this and you just get yourself out the streets because you up to no good. And I made the deal with him. Ever since that, I haven't turned back.
Now, apart from Black Ink Crew New York, what other projects are you working on right now or that you would like to be a part of someday?
Well, besides Black in New York, I'm working on a talk show, because I do production. A lot of people don't know I'm executive producer of Black Ink. So right now I'm focused on trying to produce some shows for VH1 or other networks. I'm also working on my clothing brand, A Beautiful Death. And I got a couple of other ventures right now that I'm doing. It's small ventures like I own a black car service now. Uh, I'm getting into video game design. It's like,
Nice.
and I'm getting into real estate with my girlfriend. It's like I'm really branching out because it's not that I want more. It's just that I'm striving for more. If you know what I mean, it's just the ambition in me. It's like I'm not satisfied, and it's not that I'm being greedy. I'm just not satisfied right now.
Now, one last question before we wrap. congrats on a new season of Black Ink Crew New York. There are some new faces coming to the crew. How do you feel how do you feel they'll adapt being new to the series?
Man, with new people in the crew, I really don't, how can you say it? They're really not in the crew until like the second or third season they've been on Black Ink.
Mm-hmm.
It's like with Black Ink, it's trial of fire. Like, because we're so real and everything is so non-scripted, it's either you're going to swim or you're going to drown. And that's just how Black Ink is. No one gets babied. We're not like them other reality show that's going to feed you stories. If you ain't got stories or you can't get with the crew, you ain't going to make it over here. And honestly, if people watched it from day one, it's a testimony of that.
Yeah.
If you soft, you're not going to make it Black Ink Crew.
Well, I'm very much looking forward to what's coming up next. Unfortunately, we are out of time. But again, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today.
Thank you for having me. You have a blessed day.
Everyone, you can watch more of Ceaser Emanuel on Black Ink Crew New York on VH1.
For more full-length celebrity interviews, visit sidewalkstv.com.